Ace Hardware, man. There's no plan here.
So everybody in retail, whoever has worked retail, knows that you have to deal with a lot of pricks.
Yes.
And it had been a while for me since I worked in retail when I joined your illustrious crew, and I came in with a pretty thin skin. And although most of the people we dealt with at the hardware store were pretty cool, pretty nice, pretty easy to deal with, every once in a while you got some huge prick with a prick with a chip. And I don't know if I ever told you that story. This kid came in. It was a Sunday morning.
How old was he?
He was early mid-20s, and he just had some sort. He came in with some sort of chip, and I think I was a little hungover that day, ripe for something something to happen, and I think he wanted some sort of stain, and what I figured was that his dad or the guys working for sent him down, and he had to get this stain, and he didn't want to do it, but he started giving me this hard time about it because we didn't really have what he wanted, and he said, like, well, why don't you have it? So I finally, after this goes on for several minutes, I look at him and I say, why are you giving me such a hard time? And he kind of looked up in space and he said, I don't know. And
did you say, if thou knowest what thou doest, thine is blessed?
Well, we kind of just sort of forgot about it. We went on with the transaction. We got out of there.
So he did buy something.
He did buy something, and amazingly, he came back a few hours later, probably because his dad or whatever sent him back to get something else, and he came up to me and he apologized.
That was lovely.
Yeah.
That never happens in retail.
It never happens, but it also gave me the sense of how to survive. And sometimes when you're dealing with pricks, you just have to sort of hit them back with something.
Either that or what I've also learned how to do and taught myself how to do is not get involved in it. Stay very patient. Talk very slowly. Slow everything down. It's hostile.
Yeah.
It's totally hostile. What do they call it?
Like passive aggressive.
Passive aggressive. Yeah. I get passive aggressive. I slow everything down. I ignore what they're saying. So you want this, this, this. Well, of course, I said that 3 times. So we have this. Will that work for you? No, I want this, this, and this. That sort of thing. And then I go slower and slower and slower, and they can't get you. They cannot go say you were a rotten prick to management.
Killing with kindness.
Yeah, just that.
So, yeah, I mean, apart from all the pricks that come in that you have to deal with, how over the years have you dealt with just being there?
One of the things you learn in a long period of time in retail is you learn to read people real well. But you have to stay on top of yourself, too. If it's your Friday, whatever day that is, in the afternoon, and you just want to leave,
you're burned.
And some shit for brains comes out with, with giant gonads to annoy you with. you just wait. I've got to take control of this situation. I've got to. I must. So what one really learned, I'll tell you, one of the good things about it is the fact that I really learned the Buddhist thing. The Buddha, it is that it is. What that really means is, fuck it. Buddha said, fuck it. It is what it is. And he did it, with praying. And friends, let me tell you, it is that it is. And I would always say that in my head, too. It is that it is. It's Friday afternoon. I hate the stinking prick. I want to hang him, and I want to tell his mother she did a bad thing by producing him, But that's all chatter inside. But it is a supreme, ultimately you supremely learn how to control yourself and thus the situation. The bigger thing that was always a pain in the ass is working with annoying people, because you have to be with them endless hours. So there's avoidance factors. I would always You know, like there was a woman I had who was a boss one time, and she had 4 or 5 things she loved to talk about. And she would not stop talking about them if you got her on the subject. If you got her on the subject, you were fucked for, you know, half an hour. And so I avoided every single thing she was interested in all the time. It was strictly, we need this, do you know about that, so on and so forth. Just don't get her on those you know, rants. Right. That she was insanely in love with. But it's, you go, you know, from person to person that way. There was this annoying kid who was spoiled beyond belief. A shit for brains named Jonathan. And he was just so spoiled, it was beyond belief. His mother had petted this kid and petted him and told him he was golden and beautiful and phenomenal and fantastic. You could tell, because he just expected to be worshipped.
Yeah.
And so when you know, a kid like that, you gotta destroy him. You must make him understand that he's a fucking idiot. You know? Fortunately, there was another guy I worked with, and we both hated him, and he worshipped the other guy. He really liked the other guy, but the other guy and me, we just tormented this guy, ignored him, pretended he didn't exist, pretended he was, you know, everything he said that he thought was brilliant. We just sort of turn away and walk away, and ultimately we drove him out because he was such a total pain in the ass. He needed a lesson there. We got lucky getting rid of him, boy. And we were lucky enough to be hit by a tornado. That's fucking things, man. Crap. You must have been close to tornadoes.
Yeah. I don't think I ever was close to that.